Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here at Quest Golf Studio here in Lytham, and today I'm going to be testing the Benross Htx range. So Benross, you may never have heard of Benross. I did some testing last year on my channel. They are a UK company and they've got some new clubs out. They've got Htx, Htx Type R and Htx Gold. Type R is for your slightly better player, a few more bells and whistles, and the Gold, Htx Gold, is for your slightly slower swing speed or senior golfer. Now, Benross, while you may never have heard of them, because, like I said, they are a UK company, but their kind of ethos, their mission statement is to make premium clubs, but a much lower price point. So we'll see. Do we lose anything just because they're a cheaper set? Let's find out. I'm not going to put the prices on because prices can vary and change, but they are much lower than your big brands that we all know about. So let's see if there's anything different. I'm going to hit the Htx irons first in this review. Then I'm going to jump onto the Htx irons Type R. Then the drivers. We might do them together. We'll see. I've got the GC2, the FSX software. So looking at the club first. What I was quite impressed with, knowing that it is a lower price point, is it doesn't look it. It doesn't look like a lower price point. And what I also really like is they've not tried to copy any other brand. They've made their own looking golf clubs. Certainly these Htx ones. They look like their own unique golf club. They're not trying to take ideas from anywhere else, from what I can see so far. It is a cast club, steel cast. The lofts are a little bit strong, but not ridiculously strong. I've got this in 7.4 and pitching wedge. So let's give them a hit. Let's see how they perform. A bit of weighting in the toe and the heel, which is helping for off-centered hits. Now, if I set that down behind the ball, I'm quite impressed with the look of that head. It's got slightly polished kind of steel on the toe and the heel, and then a slightly duller face, but it makes the face stand out. It makes it look big, but not oversized. There's offset. It's a very nice finish. Even when I'm looking at where the ferrule meets the neck, it's a very, very smart finish. It doesn't look like a cheaper model. It really doesn't. You get good shafts. This is a KBS. They've not put the sticker on, but this is a KBS steel shaft, and you even get Golf Pride Tour Velvet grips. So again, there's nothing that really you're losing out on. Let's give this a hit on GC2. So the 7-iron here is a 30.5 degree of loft. It's worth knowing just so you can work out how far it's going. That for a standard 7-iron compared to your big names is about right now. 30.5, around 30 is a 7-iron, even though that is strong going back many years ago, compared to many years ago. Right, let's give this a hit. Don't go too far now. That felt lovely. That felt lovely off the face. It's gone straight down the target line. I will not lie to you, it was slightly off the bottom of the golf club, and it carried 183. For a 30.5 degree golf club, it's about where I would say that should sit. I would say that's about right. 183, yeah, 183 carry. It didn't spin a load, but I didn't strike it brilliant. It only spun at 4,000 that time, but I didn't strike it superb. Let's go for another shot. It's a big, loud noise. They're not super soft when you hit them. That's gone a long way, but I've pulled it. They're not super soft. I wouldn't expect them to be, because they're not claiming to be super soft. But they just feel solid. They feel nice. That was a better hit. That actually felt like it was more in the middle, even though it's moved left. Spin rate is still a little bit low on those, 4,000, 4,500, which is a tiny bit low for a 7, I would say. But I suppose that's where they're going to get their kind of distance from. It's a better hit. That's right down the target line. First one in. Oh! I've got this flag at 180 by the way as well, because I kind of thought they would go quite long, even in initial testing. That was a little bit shorter at 175. So far, so good. They felt good off the head. Like I said, the only number I'm concerned about is that spin rate. It seems a little bit low for a 7-iron. Suppose maybe you've got to give a little bit away for the cost, but distance, I don't think you're going to give anything away. That felt as long as any club that I've tested in that particular loft, with it not being a super-sized head. Super-sized. Benross, it's worth putting in this video. Benross, and I don't mind telling you because I think it's a worthy thing that they're doing. They're saying if you take on the Benross challenge, so you take your clubs or a premium club to a stockist, Benross stockist, and test yours against theirs. First off, you'll get a prize regardless, so they'll give you a prize. But it's just worth seeing if there is much of a difference between the top brand that you're either using or you may be looking into, or slightly cheaper model. It's definitely worth having a look. So that's the Benross challenge. I have put a link in the description because I just think it's great to do. I think they're giving away monthly prizes as well for everyone that enters. So, moving into the 4-iron, this is a 21.5 degree 4-iron. Same look and design, obviously, as the 7. They're talking about a progressive top line. Apparently, the top line is slightly thinner as it goes more lofted. Yeah, I can see this. The 4-iron's a bit thicker in the top line, but not overly thick. It doesn't massively put me off. Let's move this flag back to, how far, God, I don't know how far to move this back. I'll go 215. It might not be far enough back for this 4-iron, but let's give it a hit. It does look nice behind the head. I've got no concerns about the look of these clubs at all. And I've not massively got any concerns for the performance. They're a hard feel. They feel hard. They feel like they're, you know, you're hitting it with a solid piece of metal. It doesn't feel as soft, but bearing in mind, I'm used to hitting softer clubs. I'm used to hitting more forged irons. That carried at 217 for a 3,500 spin rate, carried at 217. Yeah, I suppose that's about right. And that spin rate is closer to what it should be with a 4. I've got the wedge as well, just to check the spin rates to make sure they're not just spinning really low to get the distance. Let's give this 4-iron another hit. They fly great. A little bit curvy to the left. I feel like I'm going to miss it left, maybe just with a little bit more offset than what I'm used to. But for the type of golfer that's going to be buying this club, a little bit of offset and a little bit of movement to the left will not go amiss, I presume. I would presume that would be the case. So moving into the wedge next, and this is a 45 degree pitching wedge. Let me just put that flag in the right spot here. How far should I put this? I'm going to go, I'll go 140. 45 degree wedge. It's quite a spoony looking head. It's quite a round looking head to this pitching wedge, which is not massively off-putting. The only thing is there's quite a lot of offset for this wedge, which just slightly doesn't quite fit with my eye. But a lot of people hitting this wedge will probably never even notice that offset as much. Let's give this a hit. So it'd be interesting just to make sure that the spin doesn't drop out the sky on a wedge as well, because we don't want that happening. That felt good. I don't know if it's going to reach that green. Oh, it has, you know. Has it? Oh, no, just at the front. Just under that 140 kind of mark. But I'm not really bothered about the distance of this. I'm just interested to see what the spin rate would be. That carried at 130. Give me a high spin. I'm looking at 9. Okay, 8,300 was the spin rate on that. So that's closer to where it needs to be. I would say it's more like an 8 or a 9 iron loft. So you may just lose a little bit of spin on these clubs. But again, for the type of golfer that's going to be, you know, looking to take these, certainly this club, the Type R might be different. The Type R, we shall see. I'll do that next so we can see it. Let's hit one more with the wedge. Not the softest feel in the world, but again, they're a steel cast head. They're not going to be super, super soft. Nice distance on that one. Let's see what the spin rate was. What's that giving me? Give me about 9,000. Yeah, 8,000. A little bit low on the spin. But all in all, not a bad looking club and not a bad performing club for, again, the price point. You know, in comparison to some of the top brands, it's up there in performance and looks. Benross, UK company. It's worth giving them a try if you are if you get the opportunity to go into a Benross stockist, take that Benross challenge up, because I think it'd be worth having a look at to see what the top brands do compared to others. Stay tuned, because I'm going to do just that. I'm going to take the driver and test it against a couple of the big brands and see how it performs. So guys, Benross Htx irons, I will definitely give them a very positive review and a positive rating, only because the performance and looks kind of don't compute with how much less you're paying for them. I think that's great. I do. And again, the fact that you get good shafts, good grips, good quality looking heads, awesome. Very impressed. Right, guys, stay tuned. I'm now going to be moving into the HTX Type R irons. So Type R in any of this range is the slightly better kind of range. I think the price may vary slightly. I'm not a whole sure, but it's still quite a bit cheaper than your normal brands. Stay tuned, I'm going to review those. Guys, don't forget, if you want to find out a bit more about the challenges, link in below. Do subscribe to my channel. Do comment what do you think about the Benross irons. You're going to give them a whirl, and we'll see you next time. Very soon, actually. HTX Type R coming next.